It's funny about, Russell Westbrook. You played at UCLA. And yes. I was saying, Westbrook and Harden are obviously incredible all-time talents. But the NBA playoffs, the refs swallow the whistle. And every round you go to in the NBA playoffs, there's less whistles.
Yeah. And
I'm watching Russell get into the playoffs, and it frustrates the hell out of him. He's not getting the whistle. And then I watch Harden in this series, and he's not getting the nudge call, the bump call. And I was saying this yesterday, is that when your game is built on that whistle, and you don't get it in the playoffs, Barron, because every round of the playoffs, they swallow the whistle. And I look at James Harden. I think he's great, but he doesn't feel like the same player in the playoffs because the refs don't call what they call in February in Denver against the Nuggets. Am I being critical of him, or do you see the same thing?
You know what? It's just you expect those calls, when you're fighting for, that MVP, right? Or you're that MVP candidate. You've been getting those calls. You're accustomed to it. But just like you said, every level gets tougher and tougher. And so each level, you have to, not expect to get those calls, right? And go in there with, the drive and the force and the mentality. And so I think that, the guys they get caught off guard because of the way that because of the regular season.
For 4 months, they get the call, and for a month, they don't get it. And Russell Westbrook, to me, it drove him crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of them, when you're reffing, when they're reffing and the games is high stake, high intensity, you cannot call those calls that you called in the regular season.
You can't.
No, you have to let the majority of that go, right? Because it's not affecting really the play or the outcome of the game.
I got the world's best players. I don't want to decide it as a ref.
Right.
Like my takeaway is if I'm a ref, the further I go, I've got better players. I've got legends. I got Hall of Fame guys.
Right.
I'm not
Let
deciding.
them dictate it.
I'm not deciding these games. Baron Davis joining us. When you look at Kevin Durant, he won MVP of the last series. I thought Steph was more important, but Kevin Durant's interesting. He doesn't have Kobe's alpha. He doesn't have Michael Jordan's dog. He's great, but how many players when you played had the dog? I'm not talking talent. You guys are all outrageously talented. But, I was talking about my top 10 NBA players of all time. And I put this list up, and I got Michael, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Larry, Tim, Russell, Shaq, Kobe. And I'm thinking, I got nothing against Kevin Durant, but when I look at that list, that's a bunch of dogs. That is alphas. Do players think maybe less of a Kevin Durant that he doesn't quite have that thing? Does it matter?
Man, look at that list. That's a tough list.
You don't like it?
No, that's a tough list. That's excellent. That's a tough list.
I have Akeem at 11.
Is Akeem in there?
I have him 11.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, when you're looking at those guys have shown that they have all been very, very capable of carrying the team or been the centerpiece, right?
Right.
The centerpiece of the team, the main focal point of the team. The only difference would probably be more Shaq and Kobe, right? But they were, two of the most dominant kind of players of their time.
And they did dominate the league.
And they did dominate the league together, so they did what they were supposed to do. And then when you look at somebody like Tim Duncan, and he's sprinkled in there, and you say, okay, well, the Lakers had to lose to somebody. They lost to Tim Duncan, and that was him, gobbling up all the other championships. So he's a juggernaut within himself. And so, LeBron, juggernaut. When you're talking
about... But Kevin Durant's not really.
I think Kevin Durant is a superstar. I think, Kevin Durant is a Hall of Famer, but, Kevin Durant still gets to write his course, so his story is still being written.
Halfway there.
Halfway there. So he has, won this finals to come out and show and prove. And, with their team and their dynasty, he has a legacy that he can continue to build. So, I'm not counting Kevin Durant out of that top 10, but, for me, that's a tough 10 to break into.
That's what I mean? That's what we said. Who's leaving the 10?
And only someone like, to me, somebody like LeBron, right? A LeBron type of person and LeBron type of player. Comes along to be able to break into that top 10.
By the way, I always defend players leaving. GMs leave, coaches leave, owners sell teams. I am for 100% players being mobile. Did it bother you, though, when KD joined a great team Is it weird for you as a guy that you're a little bit old school? That was new school. It bothered you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me because I like the Warriors. So,
okay.
You know, I root for the Warriors, so it didn't bother me too much. But I like KD, and I think that, you know, for him and in this day and time, it's okay to do that, right? So you can't be mad at him for doing that. I would have liked to seen him and Russ do their thing at OKC and challenge the Warriors and be that other component. Just to, you know, I believe that, you know, there needs to be, you know, better teams, right? 4 or 5,
right.
They need to be more challenging. And so having these super teams is cool, but, you know, you get to the end of the season
and it feels
it's like, you know, LeBron versus a super team.
Did you have any chance?
Does who have?
I mean, listen,
chance?
everybody's
LeBron
an NBA.
always got a chance. I never.
Jeff Green can play. Kevin Love can play.
I never count LeBron James out because when you're talking about 7 games and you're talking about, you know, who's the most dominant player in this game, if he has the capacity to dominate the way he can do that for 7 games, right? And he will have a better chance at winning because of his overall impact to the game.
Plus, he'll never get hurt. Yeah. He's the one guy in the series, I guarantee you. We've seen Steph hurt. We've seen KD hurt. We've seen Andre Iguodala hurt. We've seen Kevin Love hurt. The one thing I'll say about LeBron, when they write the book on him, the second chapter better be, dude never got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's absolutely absurd.
It's incredible.
Jordan missed a year. Stockton missed a year. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Kobe at the end of his career was missing stretches, man.
It's just a testament to, you know, his dedication and, like, his science, right? So it's you know, Jordan has his thing, right, that makes him, you know, the greatest on pretty much everybody's list. Magic had his thing, right? You know, Kobe has what is, you know, his science or his Mamba-ness. LeBron has his own science. And I think now, you know, with this 8 straight finals and this opportunity to go win another championship, people are starting to really, his science is starting to come to light, right? And people are starting to really embrace and realize his legacy.
Good stuff, Baron Davis. Good timing. We're done. We'll see you tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.